I've never heard anything so preposterous in my life.
Vicky, can I get you some breakfast, love?
Just toast, thanks.
I mean, who do they think they are? Royalty?
Alec?
I mean, they just think they can do as they please at the drop of a hat.
Alec, bacon for you.
Aye, and some fried eggs. I mean, it's beyond all belief.
You've said.
Said what?
What you're saying now, 100 times over.
Yes, well, how would you like it if Leanne suddenly came into the cabin and announced she was going to Honolulu for a month?
Me? I'd be livid. But Vicky hasn't come all this way up here to listen to you going on about the Duckworths. I'll get the breakfast going.
I'm sorry, love. She's right, as usual. Hey, listen, did you sleep all right?
Fine, thanks. But I would have been more than happy on the sofa.
Nonsense.
Well, it was very good of Rita to put you up.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I didn't know these flats had connecting doors. It's quite convenient.
Oh, yes, well, you know, I mean, if you want an aspirin or, you know, a cup of sugar, it saves you going the long way round.
Grandad, I'm surprised at you.
Yeah, well, between you and me, it is a happy arrangement. I only wish my business life were as trouble-free.
Hi, Nick. What can I do for you?
I'm just on my way up to the shops, and I was wondering if you got any idea what I can get Grandad.
Oh, never know myself. How about a paperback? I mean, he's doing a lot of reading. Likes thrillers.
Right,
Anyway, what would you like for your birthday?
me? Oh, nothing really.
Hey, I don't want you going without on your 18th just because of what happened to Martin.
It's nothing to do with that, honestly. I mean, you give me a party, aren't you? That's loads, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Good. And we're going to put all this business with Les Battersby out of our mind over Christmas. I promise. It's not fair to inflict it on you and Leanne. Do tell her I said that.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I don't want her to think we're against her just because of her father. Which reminds me, we'd like to invite you both round for your Christmas dinner.
All right, thanks.
Well, that is unless you've been invited somewhere else.
No, well, no, we haven't.
Good. 2 o'clock? Earlier, if you like.
Look, but everybody has time off at Christmas.
No, they don't. I mean, policemen don't. Doctors and nurses, folks in hotels, thousands don't.
Well, most people do. I mean, why should we be victimised?
Victimised? I'm the one that's being victimised. Giving me all this grief with this ridiculous threat.
Oh, it's no threat.
Well, I don't care what it is. It's out of the question. We can't just take time off when we want. We have to serve the needs of the punters.
Well, I understand that.
Well, you don't seem to.
Well, of course I do. I've seen both sides of the business.
Oh, so you do see my point of view.
Look, I sympathise, but this is family.
Well, I know I'm not disputing that.
It sounds like it.
But you can't just take it when you want. And you certainly can't take it slap bang in the middle of Christmas, full stop.
Look, we're going, and that's that.
And I say you're not. You take your holidays at a mutually agreeable time, Vera. This is not agreeable. In fact, it's very disagreeable.
Well, tough.
And while we've been stood here arguing, you could have made up a pile of sandwiches. So go on, get on with it.
Well, that's Betty's job. Anyway, I'm off into town.
What for?
For presents for our little Tommy and the Ortons. I can't go empty-handed, can I? I mean, it is Christmas.
Is that the lot? Cigarettes, whiskey, raffle tickets?
I've already got some. Oh, go on then. I'll have some more. How much are they?
25 pence each.
Right, I'll have a pound's worth, seeing as it's for charity.
Who said out about charity? It's Fred's way of getting rid of old stock.
Oh, so it's out of date then, is it?
Well, no, not exactly. There's only 2 weeks left on the pickled walnuts.
I won't bother, love. I see if I can have any luck with the ones I've got.
Don't tell Fred I put you off. I'm supposed to be encouraging folk.
Right. Stand up. OK, let's
Let it go upside.
Can you manage?
Give it to you.
Can you oh, for goodness sake.
I'd manage better on my own, Betty.
Right.
Want any more raffle tickets?
£40 worth, haven't you, Betty?
Yeah, that's right, love. Ta-ta.
I hope you've bought some, Maud.
It's all a bit fancy, that food, for me.
Fancy? That's what Christmas is all about, eating fancy food, smoked oysters and the like. That's what you could do with Ashley. Put some lead in your pencil with a smoked oyster. I hope you brought plenty of tickets.
I have, Uncle Fred. £5 worth.
That's what I like to hear.
Although with my luck, I'm not expecting win.
It's not the winning, it's the taking part.
I've never been one for fancy food. To tell you the truth, I'd be happier with a poached egg than a turkey dinner.
Oh, no, don't say that, Mrs. Grimes.
It's the truth. When you get it, it's always stone cold. I'd rather have a poached egg.
Well, if you come round our street, you didn't be piping up. And once more, you get a warm welcome and all.
Is that an invitation?
It is, and I mean it. In fact, I'll not take no for an answer.
Well, I'm very touched. That's very kind. Did you hear that?
Aye, he's generous to a fault, is our Ashley. That's the Elliot in him.
You can come and all if you want.
Yes, see, bless him. Oh, thank you, no, Ashley. I shall be otherwise engaged.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm going to... Never you mind. Suffice it to say that my festivities are assured.
Hey, is there anyone serving here or what?
Where's Jack?
You tell me. He went down that cellar to change a barrel 10 minutes ago.
Be having a smoke.
Well, I'll have a lager instead.
I'll get it.
Oh, thank
Johnny, so you,
Oh, no, love, not for me. I've got to get back to work.
Jack, there's customers want serving. Come up.
Hey, well, I'll tell you one thing about this young lass. She can certainly pull a good pint.
I should think so. She's been trained. Great expense.
I could make you a mean cocktail if you like.
Oh, now you're talking.
Mean, as in it means you have to pay for it.
Come on.
Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Count them beer mats. Pinch the bar if it wasn't nailed down.
Grandad, could we have a chat about this business venture?
Oh, aye, let's get lunchtime done and dusted, and then you can sit down and tell me all about it.
Okay.
Mind you, I think you want your brains tested, even considering starting a business. Now. Now are you off?
Kazi.
I should have thought them two had put anybody off the idea. Do you know, I get nothing but hassle.
Well, I shall certainly be more careful than you were when I take anyone on.
How do you mean?
Is it true that when you took over, you offered them a job for life and accommodation? That's not
Well-
like you at all. Unless there's a catch to it.
No, I'm just going soft in my old age.
I think that's Rita's influence.
You know, I'm really looking forward to this Christmas.
Because we'll be rich soon.
It normally makes you realise how skint you are. Every time you dig into your pocket, you put yourself deeper in debt.
Yeah, and it takes you till the next one's paid off.
Yeah, well, this year's going to be different because I'll have money to burn soon.
But first Christmas we out Leanne.
Yeah, well, she's only over the road.
Yeah, I know that, but... Well, it's not seeing, is it?
Yeah, well, ask her to come over.
She won't come without Nick.
Well, he'll come as well, won't he?
I'm not so sure, under circumstances.
Ask him anyway, eh?
Yeah, nothing ventured.
Excuse me, Alec, but have you seen Vera?
No, is she not back from the shops?
Well, I've run out of onions.
I'll get them, it's okay.
Oh, thanks ever so, love.
Betty,
Yes.
before you disappear, love.
Yeah.
I was wondering whether or not you'd like to do some extra over Christmas.
Oh, you mean with the duckies going to Blackpool?
They're leaving me in the lurch, Betty.
Yes, but they're very fond of little Tommy.
That's as maybe,
But I'm sorry, love, I've got all my days planned out. You should have asked before.
But I didn't know before. Hell's teeth, woman.
Oh, yeah. Glad I've caught you. Just been talking to your dad. How is he? Well, up and down. Whether he'll ever be the same again, I don't know. Well, I'll have to pop in and see him after. I mean, this money's going to help, but however much it is, it's not going to last forever. But your dad is determined that this Christmas is going to be one to remember. Well, he does right. And he wants you there for your dinner Christmas Day. Oh, does he? And Nick's included and all, said to tell you. Hey, I'm going to have a proper turkey this year. A real dead one, with no feathers on.
Whoa, we are. What do you think you're doing?
Me? I'm just checking to see if Curly's got any post. I mean, not that that is any business of yours.
Well, I live here, all my gear's in there.
How dare you think that I'm going to steal from you?
Well, I told you, if he's got any letters, I'll keep them, right?
Look, Curly gave me a key so I could come and go as I pleased.
Yeah, well, it's different now, isn't it? Me and my mum live here and we've got rights.
Rights? I don't think that you've got any rights at all.
Well, we must have. I should have got us out by now, wouldn't you? And anyway, what have I ever done to you?
Well, I don't see what that's got to do with anything.
Do you know what I spent last Christmas, eh? I visited my mum in prison and then went home to an empty flat and that were it.
Well, haven't you got a dad?
He were at his girlfriend's and I never even saw him.
Is that the truth about you being on your own?
Oh, you're on another planet, you and that Mike. Of course it's the truth, and loads of people will be doing the same this year if you look for him. And anyway, I'm hoping this year it's going to be better than last.
Lee, you know, we said we were going to spend Christmas Day on our own.
Yeah, well, it was just an idea. We don't have to.
Good, because my mum's invited us over to hers.
You are?
Well, she wants to put this business with Martin and your dad behind her for a few days.
Oh, does she?
She doesn't blame you for what's happening.
Oh, well, that's big of her. So she's decided to organise me Christmas for me. Well, what did you say?
I couldn't say no, could I?
Why not?
Well, because she's trying to be friendly towards you and saying no would be like throwing it back in her face.
Yeah, well, hard luck because we're going to my dad and Janice's.
But since when?
Since now. I've just seen Janice. My dad's been through a terrible ordeal. He nearly died. Who knows what the after effects might be. Might not be here this time next year.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. So you can just go over there and tell her that we're not going after all.
So what exactly is it? A bistro?
No, a cafe bar, just what it sounds like. A bar where you can get something to eat.
Oh, a bit like the Rovers.
Not a bit like the Rovers, no.
Oh, it appeals to the young affluent types, I suppose.
Well, I've commissioned a design consultancy, and this is what they've come up with.
Oh, see now. Well, this is nothing like the Rovers, is it? And have you paid for all this artwork and designs and such like? I thought you said you hadn't exchanged contracts for the premises yet.
That's just a formality.
Oh, Vicky, love, you've a lot to learn.
I just want to get in there. As soon as I get the keys, then the builders can move in. There's so much for me and my partner to organise. Anyway, he's not so good with figures, which is why I need your advice.
Who is he, this partner?
Gilles. You'd like him?
Gilles. Are you and he,
No, nothing like that. No, he's married.
How long have you known him?
About 2 months. But I've known his cooking a lot longer.
Oh, he's a chef?
Only one of the best in the South Coast.
Oh.
He trained at the Manoir aux Trois Canards.
Really? Can he boil an egg?
Grandad, I'm serious. What with his cooking and my business brain...
And your money.
We can't fail.
So where was he before this Three Duck Manor, this Gilles?
He had a brasserie. Well, him and this partner.
So what happened to that?
It went bust.
Bus Brasserie?
But it wasn't his fault. He's a chef, not a businessman.
Oh, Vicky, I hope you know what you're doing. Now, I know I'm a cynical old beggar, but believe me, there's very few people you can trust. The world's full of sharks.
I know, Grandad. Don't worry. I still love you.
Yep.
Hi, Nick. What did you get?
Oh, murder book.
Oh, well, he'll be pleased with that.
Mum, I've got a bit of a problem.
Go on.
Well, it looks like we're going to be spending Christmas dinner with the Battersbys.
Why didn't you say?
Well, I didn't know. You see, you asked me and Janice asked Leanne before we had a chance to talk to each other.
And you'd rather go to the Battersbys?
It's not like that, Mum.
You're the one who's backing down.
It's not a question of backing down. Anyway, I was wondering if maybe you could have your meal a bit later so we could sort of do both.
So you'd go to the Battersbys, have your dinner, and then come round to us?
Yeah, if that's all right.
You're not going to be hungry, are you? What are you going to do? Stand around and watch us eat?
Well, it depends what time you have your meal, doesn't it?
I can't keep the kids waiting all afternoon for the food, Nick. I just can't do it.
Right, what if we came for a tea then?
That is not what we arranged. Why should I change all my plans to suit the flaming Battersbys? No, Nick. Get them to change.
Any news from Curly?
Not even a Christmas card. Well, not so far.
Have you managed to get rid of that Jackie yet?
Well, it's not that easy. I mean, it's not the best time of the year for turfing people out into the streets.
No, because the police are busy.
No, because of the spirit of the season.
How do you mean?
I think I was referring to the Christian virtues, you know, our Lord's birthday that we're celebrating.
Oh, that. Well, now, they were homeless and all, weren't they? I mean, it didn't do him any harm. Look at all them churches.
Yes, but the point is somebody took pity on them and gave them shelter for the night.
Oh, yes. I mean, they stuck him in a shed with a load of animals. Curly Watts has got fitted carpets. He's got central heating.
Well, I agree with Alma. It's bad timing.
Do you know, you two have just been brainwashed by looking at too much religion on television. It's the same every year. They're just trying to make you have a guilty conscience because you enjoy going shopping.
Anyway, Audrey, I mean, even if I did get rid of them, they'd probably finish up squatting on somebody else.
Yeah, I dare say they won't.
Well, look at it this way. I might be doing you a favour. Unless you fancy them living over the salon.
Ah, Victoria. Heard you were paying us a visit. How are you?
What's the point, Jim? How are you? I heard about the wheelchair.
Well, it's a long story. I'd rather not go into it if you don't mind. But don't you worry. I'll be good as new as soon as you like.
How on earth did it happen?
Well, let's just put it down to McDonald's bad luck, shall we?
See.
Aye, and you've been to McDonald's, so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's nice to see you.
And you, Jim?
Right, I'll take a pint.
Hi, Dad, you all right?
Yeah, what about you?
Not bad.
Working?
Yes, I am, actually. I've got my own business. It's going very well.
Glad to hear it. I hope the cheque helped.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Don't thank me, Steve. It's money well spent.
Do you mind?
You wanted me to watch this.
Well, will you just turn it off for a minute?
We're supposed to watch it together.
Yeah. 6 months ago, remember? You bailed out halfway through and went down the pub. I watched it to the bitter end, and I don't want to see it again, thank you.
I want to watch it now.
Talk about leaving it till last minute.
I tell you what, we're out of milk. Why don't you pop down for some? By the time you get back, I'll have finished watching it.
Oh.
What's up?
It's just a twinge.
Sit down and put your feet up.
Oh, it could be a few days yet. You just calm down. I'll make you a cup of tea when I get back from the shop.
Well, I hope it is a few days, else we won't win that prize.
Well, will you be really disappointed?
No, of course I won't. You have them when you want. Only make it after I've watched this video.
Hiya, kids. How's business?
Pretty good, can't complain.
How'd you go about it? Because you have got a market stall, haven't you?
Just apply, pay your rent, and as long as there's not a waiting list.
You're earning a living?
Well, sort of. It's early days yet.
Only I'm thinking of doing it myself, you know.
What, you are?
Not in competition with you somewhere else, not round here. Only I know how to get my hands on these really cheap knickers. Cheaper than cheap, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't advise it. Thieving off Mike Baldwin.
Hey, thieving! That's slander, that is, girl.
Well, that's what you meant, isn't it?
Well, anyway, from what I've heard, you're thieving as business, aren't you? Have I got it wrong?
Oh, that's it, I meant to say. How do you fancy moving into the upstairs flat? I mean, just over the holiday.
Why?
Well, I just don't think it's a very good idea leaving the place empty when the salon's closed, you know.
Christmas on my own? No, thank you. See ya.
Yeah, all right, love, bye.
Hiya, how's it going?
I think I've just had my first twinge.
Well, don't have them before we get back. Because we're going over to Blackpool tomorrow to see our little Tommy.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Well, Alec Gilroy's doing his nuts. I told him, I said, listen, family comes first. Well, you'll know all about that soon, won't you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be thinking about you, love. Merry Christmas.
You too, Vera.
Yeah, son. Cheers, Jack. So.
How come you can pay for your ale?
You'll get your money. All right.
I better add, because my patience is wearing very thin. Have you heard me? I say, have you heard me? I'm not an happy man.
But I think it's a flaming cheat, don't you, Alec?
What is?
Well, that Greg. He won't pay his rent, and there's no way Fred can get it. I mean, he's threatened him with the bailiffs and everything.
Tenants have too many rights these days. Takes so long for the wheels of justice to turn around. Not like the old days, huh? He'd have been out on his ear.
Well, never mind the tenants. I mean, even squatters have got rights these days, haven't they? I mean, it seems to me they can just go and move into any empty house that takes their fancy.
Oh, Natalie, have you heard what's happened?
What, Jack and Vera, you mean? It's a bit much, isn't it?
Much, I tell you. It's the last time they pull a stroke like that.
Do you want me to do a few extra sessions?
Well, I was going to ask. I mean, would you?
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, I'd be very grateful. And do you think you could persuade Lorraine to do a bit extra?
I'll do my best. Although I don't think she's got quite as much spare time on her hands as I have.
Audrey?
Have you?
Oh, hello, love. You know what you were saying about the flat? Well, I would be interested if I could move in permanently.
Oh, love, I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
See, otherwise it's just not worth it.
Oh, blow it. Yes, go on, as long as we can agree about the rent.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, well, that's my problem solved.
Mine's not, though. Look at him, he's drinking shorts now. Alec?
Yes?
That money you've taken of him is mine, by rights.
What do you want me to do? Take it out at till?
I think I shall have to take the law into my own hands. It's the only way.
Oh?
As soon as his back's turned, chuck his stuff out in the street and change all the locks. That'll cook his goose.
You see, that's the one that's definite winner. Soft going.
Well, what did she say?
Well, it's kind of difficult because they've made their own plans. And then there's Sarah, Louise and David.
Yeah, but what did she say?
That she'd really like us to go across at 2 o'clock.
What did you tell her, that we were going to my dad's?
Yeah, I did, and I said there'd been a mix-up, and could we go across a bit later?
Oh, and I bet she said, it's all that Leanne's fault.
No, she didn't.
But she wouldn't change her mind.
No.
That's typical of her. Anything to make trouble, especially for me.
Anyway, I've tried my best, so now it's your turn.
My turn to what?
See if your mum's any more helpful.
Why should I? No way.
Look, you're having a go at my mum for not cooperating, so let's see if Janice is any better, shall we?
Well, make the most of it while you can.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Take it from me, it's very hard work. Your feet won't even touch the ground. Right?
Any news?
No, they're still holding on, but I've got a feeling it won't be long.
I'll give her my love.
Hey, tell her she can come to my party on New Year's Eve, and you can babysit.
Right.
What party is this?
In my new flat.
What, have you moved?
Yeah, but for Salem. Looking after it for Audrey.
Don't tell everybody our business, Maxine. I'm relying on you to be discreet.
I hear you're doing about overtime. Thank you very much.
Well, you've left him right in it, haven't you?
Fiona's idea, don't mind. Alec, I was just saying. I'm sorry about all this aggravation, but you know what grandmas are, don't you?
Don't say another word, Jack. She's absolutely right. And after all, it is Christmas.
Yes, I know, but it's the busiest time of the year. I mean, if it were up to me, I wouldn't set foot out of this place for the duration.
Oh, but you must. You must, I insist.
Changed your mind all of a sudden, have you?
Well, let's just say I've got a contingency plan called Betty. We've had a bit of a chat, and I'm sure we'll be able to cope with the situation. In fact, I'm quite looking forward to it.
Well, I'd like to thank you for being very reasonable, Alec. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Thank you.
You're up to something, aren't you, Alec Gilroy?
Whatever gave you that idea?